send an answer song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 516. It's Tuesday, June 4th, 2013, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. Plus we bring you part 2 of Into an Interview with Gene Davenport of the Brooklyn Band SWIMCLUB.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And today I had to get on the roof of my house, which is something that I do not love.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I mean, I love my house, but I don't like standing on the roof because it's got these strange tiles that you really shouldn't stand on. But I had to go over to the chimney and try to make the bees abandon my chimney. Yeah, they've been in there for like over 2 weeks. I've been trying every possible way I know to get rid of those bees, but this way seems to be working. I've covered the top, but
Mike's Daily Podcast.
They seem to still be able to get out through there, so they are not completely cut
Mike's
off from the world.
Daily.
So actually, I don't even know what I just
Podcast.
did. Did I try to get rid of them?
Yeah!
Or have I just made it slightly more difficult for them to get to their hive? Anyway, the hive, I don't know, have I mentioned this before on the podcast? It's not deep in the chimney. It's actually up towards the top of the chimney, so I don't really have to worry about all the stuff they tell you if you get bees in your chimney, like the honey turning to, a big fire hazard with the wax and everything. And I don't think I'm going to have that issue because it's way up at the top, and it seems to be out of the way of the smoke that comes up the chimney. I found this all out through the wonderful people at the Keystone bug pest control people in Hayward. However, I will say about Keystone, not big on returning phone calls and not big on keeping their shit together. I mean, I was like, hey, it's Mike Matthews calling back, and they're like, who? What? We're busy. We don't know who you are. And that made me feel really special. Oh, look, who just walked in.
Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
Why didn't you just pay for the guy to exterminate the bugs?
Okay, well, he had to get back to his headquarters and find out that if, in fact, can you put poison in a chimney? And I guess he found out he could, but then when I called back, that, like I said, once again, none of them have their together, so it was like a big cluster.
Wow, Mike, language.
Sorry.
Well, Mike, I used to be friends with the bee wrangler, Bronco Billy at the bee wrangler, and he doesn't talk to me anymore, so that wouldn't have helped you.
It wouldn't have.
Had I known him, however, it would have been great.
Had you known a lot of things, it would have been great.
I was just telling you I would have helped you if there was some way, because I'm a cowboy and I like to help people out. And I am also a disgruntled fiddle player who cannot seem to play my fiddle.
Because you don't have one anymore.
It has been taken from me.
It's true.
But every time I tried to play my fiddle for people, nobody gave a darn about my music. See, that's how you have to cuss. You have to use made-up words like darn, and that's spelled with 2 U's, by the way.
Wow, to use people in the music industry, that seems to be common.
Yeah, you're getting off track. So whatever. I'm out of the music industry, and I'm on your show.
Yes, but music makes the world go round, doesn't it, Benita and the Disgruntled Fiddle Player?
I'm a big fan of Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, she has a new album out, and she is wearing a lot of midriff exposing clothes. What is this, the 1990s and Shania Twain all over again?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, look who else just walked in.
Mark, it's me, the Brewmaster. I make the rootbeer.
You do. In fact, you also usually tell us what kind of root beer you're making.
Yes, well, I, as you know, have here at the last place on earth a little brew pub that the local hipsters like to check out in Podcastro Valley, California. And they come down here with their big old beards that are bushy.
Without a hint of gray, because they are hipsters and they're young.
That's true. And I make my root beer that they love to drink because it's artisan.
Yeah, it's a catchphrase.
Yeah. Anyway, I made a root beer in honor of the CMT Music Awards tomorrow.
You did. That's amazing.
Yeah, even though I didn't even know that channel was still on the air.
It is pretty amazing that I didn't know that either, but it's apparently still on there for people who even watch cable channels and cable in general, which is dwindling fast as more and more people are jumping on Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, and all the other internet-related places.
Mock, I used to watch CMT to get jealous and angry and feel some sort of bitterness towards all people that play country music because I wanted to be a big country star.
But you have since learned to handle that bitterness, haven't you?
Yeah, Benita screams in my ear and it goes away.
It's amazing, Mike, how I have that power.
What were you talking about?
What did you say?
How come we're all deaf all of a sudden?
I don't know. Bye, I want to show my midriff.
Well, if you are a Miley Cyrus fan because you were born into it, watching the Disney Channel and seeing her constantly, and then seeing her grow up and have big hit songs like Party in the USA, and, of course, realizing that her father was Billy Ray Cyrus, and then kind of going, that's interesting that family has made so much money off of their talent, in inverted quotes. Or do we need the inverted quotes? Anyway, email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We'll read your comments on the section email for me-mail. And also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. I was recently talking to my father-in-law. He's still my father-in-law, though I'm getting divorced, right? Or is he my ex-father-in-law? How does that work? Or now he's just Fred. Anyway, Fred said to me, hey, do you tell people that they can sponsor the show? And I said, yep, every show I say that. And he's like, good. Because he's a podcaster. No, he's not. But he has common sense. And he's like, well, podcasts should be able to make money off of sponsors. And that's also an inverted comma quote things should be able to. As to reality, well, who gives a crap about reality on this show, right? But it is also the place to email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. And, right, we said that. Also, check out the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. We have a website that you can listen to the show on. We got Mike's Daily Podcast players on the left-hand side of the web page. And, we have links to where to listen to the show on iTunes. And if you listen to the show there, please subscribe to us there and rate the show and comment on the show there so that more people will find out about us when you do that. It's wonderful. And we don't languish in obscurity. Also, we have links to where to find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Yelp, as well as Spreaker.com, which is an awesome website. I believe it's out of the UK, but I'm on there, and I guess I got a lot of people that listen to the show in the UK through Spreaker.com. To them, I would like to say hello. And if any of you listening in Cardiff, if there are any of you there, I am dying to go to that city. And if you would like to do an exchange program where I stay at your house and you can come stay at mine here in Podcastro Valley, just south of Oakland and east of San Francisco, why you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We also have the links to where to find us on SoundCloud. SoundCloud. You know what I hope is someday that I'm walking along and I don't accidentally walk into a sound cloud, because that would freak me out. You'd be like, dude, it'd be all quiet, and all of a sudden there'd be sound everywhere, and it'd be kind of like having bees swarming around your head. I have really gone off. You can see where my mind lay, worried about the bees in the chimney. And don't worry, the fireplace is covered up, although they're still finding a way to get through there. Ugh. Hey, mikesdailypodcast.com for all of that, as well as the Amazon deal of the day and the podcast and the blog. Oh, the podcast picture, yes.
Into an interview.
I'm in.
We're talking to Gene Davenport. He is in the Swim Club. And the band, the Swim Club. And they have an album, EP called Funhouse for Fiends. And their website, swimclubmusic.com. And they've got some great music. I was listening to I had downloaded one of your songs, and it like popped up when I was listening to Shuffle on all my music, you know, and I'm like, what is this? Is so cool. It's like retro-y, but it, you know, is this a new band? What is this? And then I saw SWIMCLUB, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I sent you an email, and you got back to me, and now we're talking.
So this is Never Tried, right?
What's that?
This is Never Tried? That's the song?
Never Tried. Yes, we're going to go into Never Tried. You read my mind. No, yeah. How did you know that? No, how did that song come about, Never Tried?
Well, Never Tried is, Greg Adams wrote that song. He's our lead singer. Very versatile and prolific songwriter. He has like hundreds of songs stockpiled, but he's very talented. And I don't really know. It's just I heard a demo. He sends me demos, and I kind of like the ones that resonate with me. I say let's do the song, and that one just sounded awesome to me. I don't know. It sounds a little maybe like early power pop, like Big Star, but it's also like post punkish. I just don't know. I don't know how to categorize it, but I love the tune, and we went into the studio and got it done. And so we spent a little bit of money, not too much, but the producer is Steven Shapler. He's the engineer. We produced it, and he used an engineer. But I think it came out well.
And so it's the guys in the band are Greg Adams, lead singer.
Yeah.
Kevin Bryant's drumming.
Yes.
And then they're the brothers, you and Jim.
Me and Jim, and we switch back and forth between bass and guitar, depending on whatever we want to do, whatever the song calls for, basically.
That's fascinating. So you guys kind of grew up with music as brothers?
Yeah, definitely. Just we always, we were growing up. We always loved music and kind of just fantasized about, being a rock star. I'm sure many people do. And then just gradually kind of fell into just doing it. Not really becoming rock stars, but it's a labor of love at this point, but we're just, that's what we do.
Wow. And so were you guys all in a band called The Users?
Yeah, that was the original act. That was upstate, Saratoga Springs, New York. And, a little more raw.
Mm-hmm.
We're still learning, but definitely a lot of fun. That's the era when you play for beer, or just play for whatever. Like just play to meet girls, whatever is happening. And then we took a little time off, and then just kind of got a little more serious, recently.
Tell me about living in Manhattan, Gene. Because I hear a police car whizzing by, the NYPD, as we speak.
I have the window open. It's like 90 degrees here.
Oh.
I moved here about 10 years ago, and now I'm stuck. You just get stuck. I have my friends. I have my apartment, my ways of making money. Now I'm stuck here. I actually love it.
Wow. Let's see. So you're in Manhattan? Are you what part? The nearest?
I am I'm in Manhattan, uptown around 83rd Street, all the way far from the subway, all the way to the next to the East River.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I know where that is.
So it's not the posh section, but it's a nice little neighborhood. It's like people sit out on the porch and chit chat. It's it's kind of it's really interesting.
Huh.
I just moved to this section a year ago, and I don't know, kind of
just what?
It defies the stereotype of living in New York. It's very neighborhoody here.
Oh, okay. You see, you almost feel like you're not in Manhattan.
Yeah, it's a little pocket that's it's very quiet, except for the sirens.
Do you get down to Soho and Greenwich Village and all those interesting music places?
Yeah, definitely. We go out as much as we can and just see bands. And a lot of the times it's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
To tell you the truth.
Wow. And then let's see, Harlem.
And Harlem, occasionally. There's actually like